All right, so you've sent us a ton of articles and photos all about Venezuelan empanadas.
Yeah, looks like somebody's hungry.
Seriously, our audience is definitely craving more than just a recipe here, and we hear that.
Well, good thing this deep dive is going to be more than just a cooking lesson.
Oh, really? So we're talking beyond how to make them.
Exactly. We're going to get into like how Venezuelan empanadas are basically culinary time capsules, you know?
Time capsules. Okay, now I'm intrigued. I always thought of empanadas as delicious, don't get me wrong, but I'm ready to have my mind blown.
So get this, the dough, like the masa, as it's called in Venezuela, often has a touch of papillon in it.
Papillon.
Yeah, it's this unrefined cane sugar, adds a little something something.
Wait, hold up. Sweet dough with savory fillings? That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
Right.
What's the story there?
Well, it's actually a legacy of Venezuela's colonial past, believe it or not.
Okay, I'm listening.
So way back when, sugarcane was a huge crop in Venezuela, right? And that sweetness, it kind of like worked its way into all kinds of dishes over time, even empanadas.
Wow, that is fascinating. I love how even just one ingredient can unlock so much history.
Totally. And it gets even better. Remember that table you sent over with all the regional fillings?
Oh, yeah, the one with all the different kinds of empanadas, yeah.
That right there, that's another history lesson, just waiting to be devoured.
You know what? Now that you mention it, there was this one called pabellón that sounded amazing, like plantains, shredded beef, black beans.
You've got good case that's like the greatest hits of Venezuelan flavors all wrapped up in one empanada.
Right, and each one of those ingredients has a story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So you've got plantains, which are native to the region, representing those indigenous roots, but then you've got the beef, a clear nod to the Spanish influence from the colonial era.
So it's like each bite is this fusion of different cultural influences.
Exactly. Venezuelan empanadas are like this delicious mosaic reflecting the country's crazy diverse heritage. Indigenous traditions, Spanish colonialism, you've got African and Caribbean influences all coming together.
Man, I'm starting to realize that I have been seriously underestimating the humble empanada.
Happens to the best of us, but
Yeah.
that's the beauty of food, right? It's not just fuel. It's a reflection of a culture's history, their values, how they've evolved.
All right, you've officially blown my mind. So we've got the masa, our time capsule dough, and these amazing fillings that tell a story. What else makes a Venezuelan empanada unique?
Well, we can't forget about how they're cooked. Now, traditionally, they're fried, and believe me, there's an art to getting that perfect golden brown crispiness.
Okay, you're killing me with the suspense here. Fine, we'll save the frying masterclass for later, but I gotta ask, what about the fillings beyond the papillon? You mentioned spill the beans, or should I say spell the filling?
You got me. Let's start with the classics.
So last time we were talking about all those delicious empanada fillings. You gonna walk us through some of those?
Oh, yeah, right. So let's see. You can't go wrong with the classics, shredded beef chicken or just plain cheese.
Those are always winners for sure.
Oh, yeah, those are like your go-tos, the ones you'll find in every bakery, every home kitchen in Venezuela.
Classic for a reason.
Exactly. But then it gets more interesting.
I was going to say, based on that research you sent me, there's got to be some more adventurous fillings out there.
Oh, if you're feeling adventurous, you got to try Cazón.
Cazón, what is that?
Okay, so Cazón, it's actually a type of shark.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's a traditional empanada. Filling in some parts of Venezuela has this like meaty texture, kind of like tuna, but with its own unique flavor.
Shark empanadas. I am here for it.
Yeah.
You know, that table you sent over that broke down all the different filling categories, it's amazing how much variety there is. Like meats, seafood, even that pabellón we were talking about.
It's true. There's a lot of creativity in Venezuela. Cooks use what's fresh and in season, and they're not afraid to like experiment either.
Yeah.
Like you'll even find more modern versions of empanadas too, like mozzarella and tomato.
Interesting. So it's all about honoring those traditions, but also evolving with the times. I like it. All right. So you mentioned frying earlier, but can you bake these things? Asking for a friend who maybe wants to try them, but, also wants to fit into their jeans?
Right. Of course, is a fair question. And it's actually a bit of a debate. Even in Venezuela, some people swear by frying it's tradition.
Yeah, well, those pictures you sent of those golden brown fried empanadas, I mean...
I know, they look good, right?
It's like I can hear the crunch through the photos.
And it does give you that crispiness that you just can't replicate any other way. But baking is definitely a good option, too, if you're looking for something a little lighter.
Right. Okay, good to know. I won't be banished from Venezuela for using my oven.
Not at all.
Okay, but you had me at unparalleled crispiness. Any tips from the research on how to achieve like empanada frying nirvana at home?
Okay, so first things first, you need hot oil, like seriously hot.
Okay.
But not smoking.
Yeah.
Okay, you want it sizzling, and then this is crucial. Got to make sure those empanadas are sealed tight.
Okay.
Nobody wants any filling explosions.
Noted no exploding empanada.
Right. And then you fry them for about 5 to 7 minutes, flipping halfway through.
So I'm looking for that, like, deep golden brown color, right?
Exactly. And when you touch them lightly, they should feel nice and firm.
This is why I love these deep dives. Not only am I getting a crash course in Venezuelan culture, but I'm coming out of this a master fryer, basically.
And there you go. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Right. So we've covered the history, the fillings, the frying techniques. What about sauces?